Monday and a spectacular one for day baseball from Guaranteed Rate Field. Grab a sausage, sit down, enjoy the game. Sox and Tigers, game number 1 of 3 as the Red Sox have left town. And we thank you for joining us on NBC Sports Chicago, the home of the authentic fan. Jason Benetti, Steve Stone along with you. Yolmer Sanchez, career best on-base streak right now, and he just continues to find a way.
21 straight games Yolmer's gotten on base. He's hitting .251. It's been a very solid year overall, and this is a guy that has the best baseball acumen on the team. But physically, he's getting the job done. Third active streak in the major leagues. Sometimes you have to get on base by getting hit. Sometimes you just outrun the baseball. Yolmer's been doing just about everything and doing it well, and Tim Anderson is joining right with him. Tim is scalding the baseball. Hit a solo shot yesterday, a couple of doubles, 3 extra base hits, and all things considered, the defense has gotten considerably better. The speed, the offense, everything is there for Tim to be a star in the major leagues, and he certainly is making the most of it.
On the mound today for the Sox, last we saw him, Reynaldo Lopez was in the Bronx stifling a very good Yankees offense. Today, he goes against the Tigers again.
Lopez has been throwing the ball very well. He doesn't have the record to show for it, but the stuff is good, and more times than not, he will lay over the opposition. Yankees had a hard time with him. 7 hits, 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run, couple of walks, 6 strikeouts. He picked up his first win in a long time, looking for more of the same against Michael Fulmer. Last time we saw him, he threw it very well against our ball club. But last time out against Kansas City, they absolutely hammered him. So we'll have to see which Fulmer comes out today. Ronaldo this year against the Tigers, he's thrown it pretty well, doesn't have anything to show for it, but that's really characterized his year.
Sox still have yet to win a game against Detroit here, but have won the last 2 series on the road at Comerica Park. And this great week from last week, we'll see if it continues on to this week. Won the series against the Yankees, then won the season series against the Red Sox. Sox and Tigers coming up.
Light, the original light beer. Miller Lite, hold true.
Just a spectacular day for growing flowers and watching baseball. Sox and Tigers game number 1 as the Sox try to get their first win here against Detroit in 2018. The Tigers came in here and swept the opening series the Sox played on this field this season, and time to get some vengeance with Reynaldo Lopez on the mound. Now time for the Webb Auto Group starting lineup for Ron Gardenhire and his Detroit Tigers. Candelario up top and Jones just off the DL recently. Castellanos, Martinez, and Goodrum. McCann, Rodriguez, the rookie Dawel Lugo, and then Victor Reyes.
And let's check out the defense for our Sox, put out there by Ricky Renteria. It's Nicky, Adam, and Daniel left to right in the outfield, with Yomer, Tim, Yohan, and Matt in the infield. Wellington Castillo reemerges behind the plate this afternoon, and our Lexus Experience amazing starting pitcher is Reynaldo Lopez on for his 28th start. He's 5-9, his ERA at 4.5. Look at the rest of the numbers, and they're pretty good. Left-handers have not done a whole lot with him. And hopefully he's able to pick up a win, because least you think this is an unimportant game. It's the battle for third place. Both of these teams come in identical records of 55 and 82. Let's take a look at the umpires for this afternoon. DJ Rayburn has the plate. Chris Siegel's at first base. Alfonso Marquez at second. And the crew chief, Sam Holbrook, is at third. So on a very warm, very humid day for baseball, the Rains are going to stay away for the time being. That's a good thing. The Sox try to continue their hot play by subduing these pesky Tigers.
Well, the last time Wellington Castillo caught Reynaldo Lopez, it was May the 20th. It was here on a Sunday afternoon, and Lopez had one of his best starts of the season. 8 innings of shutout ball, 2 hits, 8 strikeouts.
Well, let's hope that trend continues.
Castillo back. Lopez throws to him, and Candelario takes ball number 1. We are underway from Guaranteed Rate Field, the Sox and the Tigers. And you mentioned the battle for third place. The last time the Sox were in third alone was April the 16th.
That's what makes this a huge ball game, as you see the shift. Tim playing on the first base side of second. Candelario, a switch hitter, but dead pull hitter from the left side.
So, and yes, you don't get a medal for third place. However, it does speak to the climb the Sox have had in the last month or so, playing their best baseball of 2018. That was a massive gorge that they were in, and now a chance to overtake the Tigers.
And as so often happens, I mean, if you're not in contention, the Sox are not, you save your best baseball normally for the teams that are in contention.
Candelario wands it to left. So since July 11th, we'll take a look at the standings. Indians at 28 and 18, Sox are 25 and 21. So, again, you can't wipe away the first bunch of months of 2018, but it does suggest, especially with the division likely down, that next year could be different for the Sox.
Or petition to start the season on July 11th.
How many signatures do you need to make that a valid petition?
Probably way too many. Yeah. But the thought was there.
Yeah, it's the thought that counts. Agreed. Jacoby Jones stands in. Got some rain in the forecast, but not likely until about 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, though there are some clouds building, as you saw, beyond the center field fence.
Joe Grube, our aide-de-camp in the booth, who is all things rain, assures us that it will not be a factor today. So, in fact, if it is, we'll just have to take off the headsets and jump on him.
Well, we'll hit him with the ball that AJ caught yesterday.
That was a skate save and a beauty.
That was an awesome catch. Throw to first on Candelario.
Candelario doesn't run very much. That would be an understatement. 4 times this year. He's 2 of 4. So odds are overwhelming. He's not going to be all that aggressive on the base paths. This Tiger team has only swiped 58. They've been caught 29 times.
Yeah, they're in the bottom third of baseball, and they have been for the balance of the season. Swing and a miss for strike 2 on Jones, and we've seen Lopez, especially that last start against the Yankees. The secondary stuff was really good.
He doesn't really have to use the secondary stuff quite that much to Jones. All you got to do is throw him that high fastball. You can get that letter high fastball, you can throw it by him. That's one of the things that he's really got to concentrate on before he becomes the kind of player that his talent would indicate he could become.
Very athletic outfielder out of LSU, Jacoby Jones. And Lopez and Castillo are going to have a little meeting. Again, it's the first time they've been battery mates since May the 20th. And Yolmer comes in, Moncada comes in. But when you look at the pitch selection against the Yankees, for a guy who'd thrown 60% fastballs coming in, 60 plus, a lot of change, a lot of curveball.
Well, I think Ronaldo as well as Lucas Giolito are both learning something about that changeup. When you get the feel for it, it can be your best friend, especially if the fastball is right there where you want it to be. For Lucas, his fastball has been brilliant. The location has been great, but the straight change is getting better and better. Same thing for Ronaldo.
On 2 is there for strike 3. Well, he fooled him with a fastball down the middle. And one away as we check in for the first time with Chuck Garfien. Hi, Chuck.
Hey there, Jason. You guys are talking about how well the White Sox have been playing. How about this? They go 4-3 against the Red Sox and Yankees, the two best teams in baseball, who are a combined 85 games over 500. They won the season series against the Red Sox. Look at the starter ERA, 1.85 in those 7 games. This is against the #1 offense in baseball. And Rick Renteria said before the game, it's been defense, it's been starting pitching that has turned things around. And he said this team is playing with more confidence, and they are trusting in what they are capable of doing. And things are starting to click. It's been fun to see.
Castellanos to center and angle for out number 2. It has been, Chuck. I mean, you look at what the Sox did against Boston, and the series in June started to look like an oasis in the middle of a desert, but then you pair those two together this past week, and there's a lot of evidence that Ricky Renteria's team is playing higher level baseball.
Well, they're doing everything just a bit better than they did it before, including catching the baseball, which goes hand in hand with much better starting pitching. Bullpen has still been a bit spotty, but the starting pitching has been consistently right where you want it to be, and the offense just good enough to win some tough ball games against some very good teams.
Sox are hitting well against these good teams without Jose Abreu, too, who is for the first time back in the clubhouse today. Ricky Renteria said maybe a week and a half until Abreu gets back on the field. We'll see. Five-time All-Star Victor Martinez. Take strike 1. That's why you shift him. 34% right at Moncada.
Yeah, normally when he takes the ball to the left side, from the left side, he squibbed it off the end of the bat. That's not by design. He's been pretty much a dead pull hitter as a left-hand hitter the majority of his career.
One is upstairs. 2 balls and a strike from Lopez.
There you see not much of a disparity. Although right-handed, he's always been a better hitter. So that's many fewer right-handed at bats than left-handed, yet they have the same amount of home runs and almost identical batting average from both sides of the plate.
Two and one. That's ball 3. For Lopez today, this is now start number 6 against the Tigers this year. Nobody's seen him as much as the Detroit Tigers this year. So then it's, how do I figure out how to get people out who know exactly what I'm throwing?
Well, right now, and I think it's a mistaken idea, but right now he has slowed it down to a crawl against Martinez. And he seems to be worried about Candelario running, but he doesn't run all that often.
Hit well right field toward the corner, and hooking foul. Chambers going to have to go back. Three and 2 on Martinez, as the Tigers and Sox are both 22.5 back at Cleveland. Put a little food away, get some on your face. Day baseball to a T. Three balls, 2 strikes from Lopez. Swing and a miss, strike 3, off speed to get Martinez out in front. 2 strikeouts for Lopez. Fulmer comes out after this. Mitsubishi's, Genesis, and Hyundai's at the best price. Go to webcars.com. Once again, Nicky Delmonico, the leadoff spot, then Sanchez, who we told you about in the open. Omar DH's, Polka, Castillo, Davidson, Moncada, Anderson, and Engel.
And the defense put out there by Ron Gardenhire. It's Reyes, Jones, and Castellanos left to right, with Candelario, Rodriguez, Lugo, and Goodrum in the infield. James McCann gets a nod behind the plate, and our Lexus Experience amazing starting pitcher is Michael Fulmer, on for his 22nd start. Had an injury-plagued year. 3-10 is ERA at .471. He was throwing 97-98 when we saw him in Detroit, but last time out did not fare very well.
Nicky goes after the first pitch, cranks it deep to right center field to the wall, and Nicky's got it up and out. First pitch, ambush, 1-0 Sox.
Eighth home run of the year. 24th driven in. First ball, fastball, and gone. Very humid day at the park. Our 4th home run replay, and Nicky hits a sinking line drive to right center field that stays up long enough to leave the yard.
So that scoreless streak for Fulmer against the Sox is over, and with that home run, another generous donation from the Alex Snellius family in loving memory of Ursula. As this ball ends up in Castellanos' glove, and the Sox are not wasting any time against Fulmer today.
Well, remembering how he threw last time against our ball club, they're figuring first ball, fastball, anything looks talented, go get him, because the slider last time out for Fulmer was just unbelievable. So the home run chain sported by Nicky and his 8th already a member of the Historical Society in Baseball.
First career leadoff home run.
How about that?
For Nicky Delmonico. Sox have a bunch of guys who are willing to do that. Tim Anderson, Yohan Moncada. You combine them all, they're coming for Ray Durham. 2-0 might be coming if the Sox continue to pound away at Fulmer. Omar at a 2-ball count, 1 out, fastball count, and he was trying for 2-0. 2 balls and a strike. Omar DHing. He's 5 for 9 against Michael Fulmer in his career. One of a couple Sox who've had some success against Fulmer.
That's one of the reasons why Ricky Renteria decided to hit him in the 3 spot. Something that when the season started, I think Omar could only dream about. But the way he swung the bat in this lineup, he deserves to be a 3-hitter.
He's hitting .355 in the last 3 months of the season.
It's been remarkable. It's not just a hot run, it's become the year.
And what stands out, we've talked about it in part, but what stands out is you go from one-dimensional player in terms of having the great eye to being able to flash some power to the pull side. It's not just left-handed bloops into left field.
No, I think that's a product of getting the at-bats. I mean, he wasn't getting a whole lot of at-bats, and so everything was opposite field.
Jacoby Jones collects out number 2 as we tell you what you're going to see on our telecast today. On our menu, one thing with Ricky, how many people are going to end up in the Sox dugout by the end of the season, and where do you put them? Around Major League Baseball, vengeance in prank form, and then White Sox history, closing down an MLB record. That's a hint to what you'll see. Again, there are not that many more position players right now in the Sox dugout. It's a 5-man bench at this point. But the bullpen needs maybe an extra seat or 2 at this point as well.
I think a lot of the clubs have decided that they're going to bring in a couple of relievers. The contending teams will also bring in 1 or 2 speed guys that they can use later in a ball game to help turn it around.
And it's a clown car out there. I mean,
there's a lot of folks.
So the question we ask Ricky is how you handle that.
Don't give away the question.
Well, that's the question. You don't get the answer.
Yeah, but if you give away the question, our folks will have nothing to look forward to.
It's defeatist. 2 balls and a strike on Daniel Palka, who had quite the roller coaster ride yesterday with a home run that was a home run, then wasn't a home run, then he hit a home run that actually was a home run.
He can do that. He can also hit him a long way. 20 and 54 on the power numbers, pretty impressive.
On the ground right side of the infield, Goodrum with the feed to Fulmer, and that will retire the side. But Nicky Delmonico takes 1 swing and T-bones it. 1-zip, Sox after 1. while we have a moment, we'd like to welcome all the White Sox fans streaming the game today on Sling TV. Sling TV.
You can enjoy the game very much streaming it on Sling TV.
Of course you can. A lot of places to stream our games. And we appreciate each and every one of them. So Nico Goodrum goes after the first pitch. Goodrum and Palka in the same game here. Daniel Palka, it was November 3rd of last year that the Sox took him off waivers from Minnesota. Then 3 days later, the Twins made Nico Goodrum a free agent. He was signed by the Tigers 8 days after that. And you've got the 5-hitter today for the Tigers, the 4-hitter today for the Sox in division, going away from Minnesota and landing very much on their feet. You never know what you're going to get. Palka was injured, had a broken finger last year, so he wasn't able to flash the power. And you've got Goodrum, who just never really got a chance. And with the Twins infield as it was, they thought they were stocked.
No, sometimes you just run out of patience, or it's a numbers game, and you gotta readjust that roster. But you never really know when a guy that you're giving up gets his opportunity, which he might not get with you, how it's going to pan out. It worked out very well for the two guys you mentioned.
And Goodrum got 1 hit last year, his first time in the majors. 1 hit, 17 at bats. Palka hadn't been in the majors at all, and this is why you have people out there scanning the waiver wire and scanning free agency, because it may be just for lack of opportunity rather than lack of skill.
And you can't be unwilling to take a gamble, because these guys have enough ability to be professional players, and in most cases major league players. They just don't have the chance to show what they can do. So you give them the opportunity in what for the Sox was one of those years where you have a lot of opportunities for people, and sometimes you get a big surprise, and Daniel Palka is one of those.
You're afforded the opportunity of time in a season like this, and that's the major positive. As Lopez dot strike 3. Goodrum cut down looking. 3rd strikeout for Lopez.
3rd strikeout, 2nd one looking, so apparently they're not picking up the baseball in this, the 6th time that he's faced him. But he's probably going to throw more changeups than the guy that they're used to seeing the other 5 times, because that has been the case recently. And you have to give teams different looks.
Here's McCann, former Sox draft pick who didn't sign, went to Arkansas, and now with the Tigers. One ball, 1 strike on McCann. Cleveland in the Central has the largest division lead in all of baseball by a long shot, by 6.5 games. Boston 7.5 ahead of the Yankees. Cleveland on top of Minnesota by 14. We'll see the Indians for a couple remaining series here in September. But boy, those races are getting quite fun, with the A's 2.5 back at Houston. And in that division as well, worth mentioning that the Angels are in next. And Shohei Ohtani, though the velocity declined throughout the game, did throw yesterday for the Angels. Mickey's underneath to make the catch for out number 2.
The way it works, actually, if they want to, I mean, Ohtani's going to be right on the day, so we should see him in that series unless they push him back from there. We don't know if he has any ill effects from that particular start, but he should be throwing in this series. Certainly going to play in the series.
Even if they push him back, He should show up on Friday or Saturday. I don't know if they have an off day coming up like the Sox do, but it would be either Friday or Saturday that Ohtani would pitch in this series. We'll see. We won't get Kopech versus Ohtani, though. Michael throwing on Wednesday against Jordan Zimmerman. It's Wednesday night, and please ask your weatherman or weather person, whoever you choose, to make sure it doesn't rain on Wednesday.
That would be nice.
Ronnie Rodriguez, a towering pop-up. Davidson for round number 3. Lopez 6 in a row, retired after the leadoff single.
Wintrust Community Bank, member FDIC.
Sox are up 1-0. Nicky Delmonico a home run, and here is Wellington Castillo, who went on the restricted list on May the 23rd. Back now after the 80-game suspension. He was on the DL and AAA briefly. And first pitch, he goes after it to foul it away. Ricky Renteria talking about Castillo, and he was asked whether or not Castillo gave a speech to his teammates upon coming back, and Ricky said, look, he got everyone together that morning, he talked about it, he apologized, and off we go.
That's it. Suspension over, you come back, get a chance to play again.
So the Sox now with 3 catchers on the roster: Castillo, Smith, and Narvaez together. Kevin on the bench. Narvaez DHing today. Oh, 2. Center field. And Jones. Hey, your 2018 Chicago White Sox are presented by Guaranteed Rate, your home team throughout the season and the official mortgage provider of the Chicago White Sox. Get started today at rate.com. You mentioned playing time earlier. Matt Davidson, now that he's back in the lineup more routinely with Abreu out, he's on a 6-game hit streak and looks like he's back to locked in where he was in April.
And one of the most difficult things to do for any major league ball player is hit infrequently, especially guys who occasionally be used as a swingman, either a DH, occasionally a position player, but not an everyday guy. It's tough to keep that stroke grooved, but as you can see, the more Matt plays, the better off he's swinging the bat, and that's not unusual.
Matt, before the game, was sitting on the bench. he had recently hit, and he was wearing a T-shirt. It was a guy lifting a weight, and I said, "What is that?" He said, "It's just Tupac lifting weights." Here's a shirt of Tupac lifting. Could he be any more California? Matt Davidson. Up the middle, and thought maybe the bag would turn that into a hit. It did not.
It hit the bag, however, and unfortunately, that ball bounced straight up. It became a much easier play. Usually when it hits the bag, it flattens out. This time it hits the bag, bounces straight up. And well played. We'll watch it again. Just barely nicked the bag. And a relatively easy play.
Six hitters. No walks, no strikeouts from Fulmer, who was a swing and miss machine last time we saw him. First one is ball one.
Well, just coming off the disabled list, last time we saw him, that fastball was extra quick. The breaking ball was outstanding, but then he didn't come back in his start against Kansas City. Very good from that start.
Check swing, no go, 2-0. And you look at percentage of pitches that were swings and misses by start. Nearly a quarter in that start against the Pirates April the 26th, but 17% against the Sox, and that just hasn't been the case early in this game. Okada couldn't keep it fair, 2-1. Two and one. Changeup, 2-2. That's a pretty good one.
Well, at 90, you don't have a chance to really readjust. By the time you figure out it's not a fastball, when a guy throws 96, 97, you don't have a chance.
Tried to swing it back over the inside corner and missed. 3-2. So Anderson next. We told you about his big day yesterday. Three and two. That's ball four. 2-out walk for Moncada. His advanced knowledge of the strike zone at some point will serve him well in the strikeout walk department.
It's going to do that. What has to happen is he's got to make that determination and understand between an inch and a two off the corner. Sometimes an inch or two off the corner on a close pitch in a run producing situation is a pitch you want to go after. Sometimes when he's trying to get on base, those are pitches that you want to let go, and that's 58 walks, which is, for a very young hitter, that's a good sign.
The way the Sox staff has talked about it at points this year is sometimes Moncada will go from no to yes. He starts at no, as in don't swing, whereas they'd rather see him as yes first and then switch that to no.
Well, look, he's leading this team in walks. As he gets better, he's going to walk even more. He's going to walk 100 times a year, I believe. But what the Sox don't want to have happen is that take away his aggressiveness, because he does have a very good eye, but they want him in run scoring situations to go up there thinking about hitting the baseball, sometimes even when it's an inch or two off the corner, as Todd Steverson certainly talks to him about. Jose Abreu has talked to him about being aggressive early in the count.
Well, right, that's eventually the result. Is in an RBI situation, you want him to especially be that, but you got to get him, at least the way the Sox staff talks about it, is you got to get him to do that in every situation first and then peel it back so he knows the feeling. One. Anderson clips it foul, 1-2. Tim building on that career high in home runs. He has 3 against the Tigers this year.
Against the Tigers, he's been awfully good. And now, if you want to send you on, this is a way sometimes to bail out a hitter out of a bad count. A 1-2 count, pitcher well ahead, you send the runner.
He doesn't go. Anderson stays alive. 18 for Tim, 19 homers for Davidson, 20 for Palka, 22 for Abreu. So the Sox with 6 with at least 15 home runs this year. And you look at the slugging percentage in Major League Baseball, the Sox are right around middle of the pack. So if there's anything the Sox have done well offensively this year other than steal bases, it's extra base hit potential. One-two. He struck him out. First walk, first strikeout, back to back, and we'll go to the third. 1-0 Sox. Is the day of Reynaldo Lopez. Jacoby Jones declined to swing at a fastball down the middle. Martinez swung at a changeup outside, and Nico Goodrum took this pitch. All the same result, all strike three. That's your T-Mobile built for baseball, 6 in a row after the Candelario single. Adam Engel fan, maybe. What do you think?
Absolutely.
Left field. It's Anderson making the call for out number 1 on Lugo. Head to the ballpark. Dollar Hot Dog Wednesdays. Take advantage of this unbeatable deal. Wednesday, September 5th. Sox take on the Tigers, 7:10 p.m. Brought to you by Securian Financial, who can help you make every moment count. Find out more at Securian.com. And speaking of jersey numbers, Ryan Cordell given number 49. First time we've seen that since Chris Sale.
Yeah, probably don't want to retire that uniform quite yet, but
I wasn't suggesting that.
no, I mean, it goes to another generation.
Ryan Cordell up from AAA Charlotte. 246. He had that broken collarbone early in the year, which derailed what could have been an opportunity for him.
I mean, he showed some people in spring training that he can play, and he left spring training leaving the brass here with a pretty good idea about his ability. And then, unfortunately, like so often happens, an injury curtailed what could have been a very good year.
Ryan was actually in his hotel room in Gwinnett, Georgia yesterday. He got a phone call, didn't pick it up, and then he got a knock at the door. And it was his manager, Mark Rudzelanek, who was trying to get in touch with him to let him know he was getting called up to the majors.
Always answer your phone when you're in AAA. And oh, no, he couldn't make the play. It fell out of his glove as he was sliding down to the ground. You kind of just expect that he's going to put it away. Adam knew he had it, and he could not hang on.
This ball was slicing away from. Would have been a very difficult catch, and credit Reyes at least for not checking it up and taking anything for granted. Adam comes across. He measures it well. He leaps. The ball stayed in the glove for the moment and then trickled away. It's in the glove, but in this sport, the ground can cause a fumble. And it comes rolling out. And James is applauding a wonderful play until, oh, no.
Well, it's September, so it's time to debate catch, no catch. And that was no catch. Runner at third, one out. Candelario to bat. Adam covered so much ground there, coming over from right center. And nearly had out number two.
But I agree with you. You do take for granted pretty much if he gets there and gets a glove on it, that usually is end of the story for the hitter.
Matt Davidson on Twitter the other day was starting a campaign for Adam to win a Gold Glove, and thankfully we're in an era now where your batting average doesn't solely determine whether or not you win a Gold Glove.
Well, if they did, I mean, last year Kiermaier probably would not have won it. This year, probably he will not win it. Could be the year. Adam Engel could actually win that.
We as a group are voting better on Gold Gloves than we used to. Not that I have a vote, or you do.
No, we're voteless in Chicago.
2 balls and a strike. This third inning suddenly became about disenfranchisement. Reyes at third, 1 out. Infield in at the third base corner with Sanchez. Davidson behind the bag, but still close at first. And that is a strike.
DJ Rayburn didn't have to appeal to Sam Holbrook. He just called it himself as a swing.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 at 97. He torched him upstairs.
Keep that potential first run 90 feet away. You needed no contact. And Ronaldo went to the big heat upstairs and threw it right by him. No chance at all for Candelario, and he cannot get the job done.
When the secondary stuff shows as it has, you're going to get more swings and misses on the fastball, right?
Especially up and out of the zone like that was. I mean, he just overmatched him. And you can do that, especially with a left-hand hitter on a face-high fastball.
But to the point, if you're throwing 65% fastballs and they get eye after eye after eye on it, they're going to start to regard it as a hittable pitch. Clipped foul 0-2 on Jacoby Jones.
But for Ronaldo, with the establishment of both the slider and the straight change, you're not sitting on quite as many fastballs. Not, you know, when a guy has 97 or 98, you can't disregard the fastball. You never catch up to it. But still, the secondary pitches have been in the zone. You've got to protect a lot.
On 2 strikes, it's a high fastball, and it clipped him somehow. I didn't hear anything, didn't see anything either, but immediately DJ Rayburn went out to say it hit him.
Well, Jones says right away that it hit the lead hand, the left hand.
Might have heard a little clip there based on the audio we had.
Ricky wants him. He wants him to hold him at first base, knowing that Jones has pretty good speed. So at first, Matt was behind him, but wants to keep the force out in order.
First and third, 2 out, Castellanos. Let's listen one more time.
I heard a tick.
A little click, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If that hit him, that's a whale of a call by DJ Rayburn.
Sounded like it did clip off the hand.
No, yeah, tough call is all I'm saying.
No doubt.
That ran inside, ball 1. Castellanos 8 for 19 this year for his career now against Reynaldo Lopez. And when you look at where Lopez has gotten him out this season, it's been more elevated. The hits, as you've talked about, have been down in the zone.
Yeah, they're going to be down there consistently because of that uppercut swing. Castellanos has had that launch angle swing for a long time before the concentration was on launch angle.
Don't hit the windshield wiper. One. Throw to first again. Jacoby Jones, who's coming off a right hamstring strain, so we'll see how much he wants to rev it up. That was there or thereabouts. 2-1.
Looked like caught a piece of the plate. DJ Rayburn says no. Actually, pretty good pitch.
Jones at first, Reyes at third. Just about the same pitch. Got a swing this time. 2-2. Castellanos in this situation specifically has been quite good. Another throw to first on Jones. Lopez working on his runner control today. Lopez and Castillo, working together for the first time in a couple of months, have not been immediately locked in on one another.
No, taking a whole lot of time and worried about Jones. The man really can do you some damage is Castellanos.
2-2. Lopez is low, 3-2. Tigers and Sox each 55 and 82. This is the last series of the year between the two clubs. There is the veteran Victor Martinez lying in wait. Downstairs, check swing. And he did get a small piece of it. Now time for our Rocket Mortgage breakdown. And it's this season against the Tigers. First 10 games were ugly. Last 6 have not. Bullpen ERA certainly helps at 1.98. Overall ERA better. More offense as well. Three balls, 2 strikes. He struck him out. Gunned him down at 98. 1-0 Sox. After this, one thing with Ricky. All right, so with 40-man rosters, how do you handle this seating arrangement in the dugout?
I think the players take care of that themselves. I don't have to police that, thankfully. You know, we got a few guys. We didn't get a whole plethora of players, but they'll get to know each other and they'll find their seating arrangements. They'll deal with it.
How close can people be to you if there's an overflow crowd?
Well, it depends on if they want to get run over in certain moments or not get run over. It just depends on what's going on during the ball game. I usually stay in a little corner over there so nobody really sees me, but every now and then I do walk up and down. They don't get in my way.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
That's a ballet unto itself in the dugout, is figuring out where everyone goes and who stakes out which spot.
The biggest thing you have to learn, though, is never get in the manager's way, especially this particular manager who will run you down.
Well, he's all about hustle, and you come out of the game if you don't run to first. So, of course, he's going to be on the gas pedal when he's got something he needs to do.
And animated, which is good. You like to see your manager get animated on occasion.
Big chopper. Fulmer waits for it and guns it on to first to get out number 1.
Let's take a look at StatCast AI powered by AWS, and it was in the first inning. And it was Nicky Delmonico on the first pitch, 102.8 miles an hour in the exit velocity. It was a line drive, a 25-degree launch angle, and 1 pitch, 1-0. And that's where it stands.
Sure does. Sox only hit so far. Moncada walked in the second, the other base runner. Nicky, of course, very pleased about the Georgia Bulldogs getting a football win the other day. He was barking along with the game every kickoff. Chuck, what you got?
Well, Nicky hit that homer with a remnant of yesterday on him. He was hit by William Cuevas yesterday, and they asked him where he got hit, and at the time he couldn't speak. He couldn't breathe because it hit him in the gut, in the abdomen. And I was talking to him before the game, and he actually showed me the baseball mark is still there from yesterday on his skin. It's also swollen too, but he's feeling good and clearly showed it with that home run in the first.
How big of a baseball mark is it? Is it the full size of a baseball or just?
I'll say 7/8.
Wow.
And I think it had some of the stitching marks on it yesterday, but the stitching marks are now gone.
Well, that's no fun.
No, it usually doesn't feel all that good when you get hit. And sometimes it does tend to leave a bruise.
Two fouled away a slider that was outside. How many times you get hit on the mound?
On the mound, not too many. Couple. Always never got hit above the belt ever, and never got hit as a hitter above the belt.
Couple follow-up questions. There's strike 3. 2 gone here in the third. Where did you get hit as a hitter?
In the thigh as a hitter. Only got hit 1 time. So, but it was very sore. Yeah, that hurts. And line drives back. I got hit in the lower body a lot, but had good enough hands to control the upper body, which I think if you follow through well enough, you should be able to defend yourself, because the ball is really coming back heated up, especially now with the maple bats. The ball's a little livelier, so you have to learn how to defend yourself. If you don't, you get some big problems. And we've seen pitchers get hit in the head quite a bit. Most of them come back without a great deal of difficulty, but it's a frightening proposition.
Yeah, the toughest thing pitchers have said when they do get hit in the head is not the health factor. It's just being able to do what they did before without any fear or anxiety.
There are a lot of pitchers that I've talked to that were hit hard enough where they don't recall at all getting hit in the head. And that's one of the ways that you can deal with it. If you don't have any recollection of it, then it's no problem. Doesn't leave you with any psychological damages.
Wouldn't advise for that to be the best way.
Nope, not a great thing.
One and 2 on Sanchez, who's trying to continue his career-long on-base streak. 21 games entering play today. He is 25 for 81. Way high, 3 and 2. Two out, full count. Outside ball 4. The streak lives at 22. Sanchez is on. He was down 2 strikes in that trip to the plate as well.
Yolmer's been very patient since he started this streak. He's probably walking more than he has at any time in his career.
So here's Narvaez. Omar, last 50 games, 17 with at least 2 hits. 1 ball, 1 strike. A lot of rain around Chicagoland, but not here at the ballpark, although the sun has decided to take a break.
Be nice to be able to get this one in, then watch a little moisture come down later.
Two balls and a strike. It's one of those storm patterns, it seems like, where it could be pouring in your neighborhood and nothing like 5 blocks away.
It's a little dark in that direction.
Yeah.
But very bright here.
Feels like one of those popcorn thunderstorm days. 3-1.
Roger Bossard, I had a chance to speak with him. He is watching the skies, watching the radar, and he is concerned about a potential heavy downpour that could get here around 2:30. He's watching that. It could nip the ballpark and maybe avoid it, but if it happens to reach this area, we could be in for a delay, so he's watching that.
Is Kopech pitching?
By the way, I said to Kopech the other day, we need someone who's, or something that's the opposite of a rain dance. The opposite of a rain dance to prevent rain for his next start.
What did he say?
He agreed.
Is he willing to do that? Is he willing to do a non-rain dance?
Yeah, well, I wasn't saying he should do the rain dance. Someone should do a rain dance. Maybe the whole White Sox fan base, because we need to see him more than 2 or 3 innings for a home start.
I'd like to watch a video that somebody tweeted at us of a group of fans doing a no rain dance.
Let's get it started, because I've already seen the forecast for Wednesday, and that doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't. Omar takes ball 4. Fulmer has lost 3 now on full counts. .21 balls, 30 strikes, 51 total pitches for Fulmer, the 25-year-old. So it's Daniel Polka. With those 20 home runs, he said the other day in New York he was looking at 25 as a potential goal for the end of this season. Very doable.
I would say that's reasonable, especially with his power.
On the ground to end the inning. We were going to show you his home run from yesterday, but you got to wait. 1-0.
Defense of Tim Anderson. Before you think it was just during the Players' Weekend and he can only play defense in that uniform, well, think again. with the black uniforms in the hole, and a great play at first base. Then the 360 spin, and he gets it there in plenty of time. So Tim has had a defensive renaissance, both against the Yankees and the Red Sox.
This was a hit, but still a stunning play.
Yeah, what a defender he's been, and it keeps on getting better and better.
Hope you all spent the break looking at the radar. I know everybody loves radar here in Chicago. If it's raining in your neighborhood and you care to tell us, you can tweet at us at Jason Benetti, at Steve Stone, at Chuck Garfine. I know Chicagoans, my family, love to do it. Hey, it's raining over here. It's not raining over there. It's like a hour-long phone conversation. Everybody here loves to do that. It's not raining here, so tell us, is it raining there or not? At Jason Benetti, at Steve Stone, at Chuck Garfine. Where are you, and is it raining?
Not raining here.
No, it's not raining here.
Oh, I thought
but it's raining over there.
No. Oh, I see.
It is fun. Like Los Angelinos like to talk about the traffic and routes to get certain places. Chicagoans like to ask if it's raining in your neighborhood. Two and one on Victor Martinez. The tweets are just going to come piling in. Oh, at Sox Nerd tweets, it's not raining in the scoreboard room. Thanks, guys.
There you go.
Appreciate it. Glad to see that your
Who would have thought that?
Installation is goodness. Everybody loves to say if it's raining where they are. 2-1. And Martinez takes ball 3. Is it raining there? It's not raining here.
Somewhere to the west, it's raining pretty well, you would assume, judging by those clouds.
It's drizzling in Riverwoods, I'm told. It's not raining in Clinton, Iowa. It's raining baseballs in left center field. Adams underneath to catch that mini shower. And here is your Sox Math question for today. Hashtag Sox Math. Number of consecutive series the Sox have won against the Tigers multiplied by the number of home runs Daniel Palka has hit this year. That's your Sox Math question. Hashtag Sox Math. First correct answer wins a prize off the shelf. Some Sox headphones, the gnome, a hat, Tim Anderson bobblehead. 3 Tim Andersons on the cover.
And the decade of 1990 to 1999 and all you want to know about it pictorially.
I like that decade very much.
Very
for
nice.
White Sox baseball. We were talking about famed number 49s for the Sox. Rob Dibble wore number 49 back in '95 in his brief stint with the Sox. Rob was quite the entertainer.
He was an entertainer, yes. And for a while, pretty good pitcher.
Yeah. Adam Engel once again. Join the White Sox Volunteer Corps and Huntington Bank as they team up September 11th for some hands-on improvement work at the Primo Center Shelter for Women and Children in Englewood. For more information and to sign up to volunteer, visit whitesox.com/volunteercorps. Quick update on whether or not it's raining in certain places. What do you think?
Well, it's raining in Downers Grove.
Yeah. No rain in Utica. Lincoln Park, it's raining. Just started in Palos Hills. It's raining in Tinley Park. Homer Glen, there was a storm just for a little while. Jefferson Park, storming like crazy. People love to tell you if it's raining in their neighborhood. It's a Chicago thing. I really think so.
Well, it's raining in a lot of neighborhoods, apparently.
Not here yet.
And
still a little work on the batter's box. We saw in between half innings.
There was some done between innings, certainly. The back part, or where the right foot of a right-hand hitter is supposed to reside, they're hardening up the clay just a bit.
Why?
Better footing for the hitter, although For the life of me, I can't understand why you'd want that.
Yeah, I had a
Better
feeling
footing
that
for the
was-
pitcher, yes, certainly, but not for the hitter.
Actually, Nick Castellanos was the first one to complain about that batter's box. Roger Bossard got noticed on that. And speaking of Roger, he says this stuff's probably going to come and hit us, this rain. Looks like it might be like a 40-minute delay, but then it's clear after that. And if it does rain, he has requested that Steve, you and Jason can help out with the tarp.
Oh, yeah, I'll rush down there.
He asked for your help.
Well, you know, normally we would, Chuck, but we've got to man the headset because you never know what might come about during a rain delay.
No, Chuck can do rain delay theater. We'll go down. We'll help.
I'll do what Mark Burley did and take a slide on the tarp. I would love to do that.
I doubt the phone call you'll get is the same as the one Burley got.
Yeah.
Oof.
Ooh, that's a little. Roger, who normally is right on the money, might be right on the money again.
He said 230. It's 220.
Welcome to Gotham City. There's strike three. McCann cut down by Lopez. Bottom four coming next. Is it raining in your neighborhood? Not here yet.
Major League debut, then the inspirational story of the White Sox 38th round draft pick, and Kevin Smith honors his late teammate Daniel Webb. White Sox All Access Wednesday night at 11 on NBC Sports Chicago.
Man, bring your Kleenex for White Sox All Access. Those are some touching stories we've got coming up for you. Lights are on here. Sox will bat in the fourth inning. And a couple of updates on whether or not it's raining in your neighborhood. This is the perfect tweet for this situation. Aaron Rusnak tweets, "No rain in Lincoln Park, but my brother said it's pouring back in Flossmoor." That's like the wheelhouse of is it raining here in Chicago. Hannah Sunwall from the White Sox Media Relations Department texts in, "My mom is listening to the broadcast and wanted to let you know it's raining in Westchester." And then Jim Angio, our director, has tweeted that it's not raining in the truck. So that's good to know.
But Steven has tweeted it's raining in Sugar Land, Texas. Just in case you wanted to go down there after the ball game.
And 1-2 runs over the outside corner for strike three. Castillo is out, and here is your Sox Math winner. It once again is Mike Ganella. Victorious today. Back-to-back series for the Sox against the Tigers, times 20 home runs for Paul Cook, 40. Here's your answer. Chuck, what you got?
We have two international tweets about the rain. Andrew West says, "I'm watching the game from the UK. It's raining here." And Peregrine Blogs in Amman, Jordan said no rain since March.
Well, they could.
we could send them a whole lot because this has been one of the rainiest years I can recall.
I've got 30 of them here. If I can keep going if I want.
That's a little bit of a drought, Chuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. No rain in Hanover, Germany, says Clemens Kurik.
Sal says it's pouring, thunderstorming in Orland Park. Oh, Rogers Park, excuse me.
Might be raining in Orland Park, too.
Not raining in Denver, says Amanda, but it's supposed to start this afternoon.
And heading this way, huh?
It's going to rain here soon. Look at that.
Heading this way from
wow.
Denver. There it is.
Whoa.
Yeah. Looks like a movie set.
Really does. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Davidson. Chuck's having a good old time downstairs.
He's delirious.
Okay.
It's fouled away. Chuck, what do you got? Are you talking to Roger down there?
Roger said, hey, I said 2:30, didn't I? It's 2:25, and he wants to know if Jason's coming down.
Wait, he's bragging that it's going to rain on his field?
Yes.
What's wrong with him?
Well, he's not only a groundskeeper, and a good one at that, he's an amazing weather forecaster. Yes, and he likes that. So, but you know what, Roger? This might be before 2:30.
Yeah, it's coming fast.
Yeah.
Roger is at the ready. 3-2 is touched foul by Davidson. Yeah, well, some fans are anticipating the heavy rain. It's starting to come.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be here for another minute or two.
There's a lot at stake here for Roger. I mean, if he can specifically say 2:30 and it gets here at 2:30, props to him.
Yeah, he would become the agricultural oracle if that happens. Still waiting on his root beer float. We're still waiting on him to share his cake with us. So
never does that. No, he used to do that though. Things have changed quite a bit for Roger. As he's gotten more successful, he's become a cake hoarder.
By the way, it looks like it's 6 o'clock at night right now.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It is a wild scene as those clouds push on through, and looks like it's going to start very soon. High for ball 1 to Moncada, and this is the perfect time for McCann to go out to talk to his pitcher, I would say. Now it's raining promos. White Sox fans celebrate Hispanic Heritage Night Friday, September 7th, presented by Cerveza Modelo. There's Latin music and dancing, special activities, an on-field parade, and a post-game fireworks show. Modelo Especial, good guys wear black and choose gold. Tickets start as low as $10, and to purchase, visit whitesox.com/NHH. And there is visual evidence that the rain has at least started. But that is that's Wicked Witch of the West territory.
Yes. Where's the bike?
Always a valid question. Dan tweets that it's raining in parking lot D.
Heading this way?
I think it's coming for us in that case. Sox are up on a Nicky Delmonico home run. 4 walks, 3 strikeouts against Michael Fulmer. Soft catch for strike 1, 2-1. Rain is coming down. Moncada in the air. Jones for round number 2.
Boy, this is one. If you can get this up in the air to left or left center field, it's going to be hard pressed to stay in the ballpark. The wind is really, really coming hard toward left center.
Well, the flags don't know what to do.
Nope.
The flags to the right of the scoreboard are pointing to right field. The flags to the left of the scoreboard are pointing straight back at us. We're pointing to left. That is Well, now they stopped doing it. The flags are Eddie Haskell.
Get it up in the air to left center. It's going.
Tim takes inside. Ball number 1. Davidson at first, 2 out. And Tim spins it foul right side, 1-1. Tim Anderson now with the most home runs for a Sox shortstop since 2010. As that's a beautiful branded umbrella. Should say White Sox Talk podcast on it with a picture of Chuck. 1-2 to Tim. Two out, runner at first, 1-2. On the ground, a shortstop. Rodriguez ends the inning. To the 5th we go. See, look, it doesn't only rain when he's pitching. We promise. Rate, and it is Dylan Cease who came over last year in the trade for Jose Quintana. 4 starts in August in Double-A, and boy, I think they figured him out at the higher level, don't you?
Yeah, I would think he's really struggling with that ERA .51. Well, he made it to 17 2/3 innings. Only 29 strikeouts. A whip of .85. Things were going pretty well. And Roger explaining to Alfonso Marquez exactly where the rain's coming. It's right there. Alfonso, it's coming. Well, maybe not.
As long as it keeps raining on his phone instead of here, we're all good.
Not here quite yet.
No, those clouds have surrounded us. A charcoal sky, but nothing coming from it. If I'm a hot dog vendor right now, I'm going to rows like 30 through 24 and just walking all the way through, because that's where everybody is, seeking cover just in case.
So good news on the weather front. Roger Bossard says the heavy stuff is going north. We just might, and this is in the Words of Roger Bossert. We just might be getting the Jason Benetti break.
Now, hold on for 1 second, because is it the same Roger that said that it was going to rain at 2:30 only to see it not rain at 2:30?
Well, there was some rain, and it is raining now.
Yeah, but not Roger was giving us the end of the earth updates.
Well, it did look like the end of the earth.
The animals were pairing up. Chuck, come on.
It just missed us.
Looks like it. That is great news. Nicky to the wall, and it's foul.
I mean, you look at that huge dark cloud that passed
Chuck,
over the
I got to
park.
interrupt you.
Yeah.
We have somebody with a shoe on their head.
Is this just in case? He believed Roger when Roger said it was going to rain like crazy. So took off his shoe.
It's a parachute.
Got Dick Allen's T-shirt, and he's ready to go.
That's a White Sox fan right there.
That is.
I love it.
A grizzled veteran.
He lived through the Dick Allen days.
Yeah, right?
In the 70s. Look at him now.
Just wearing the old shoe.
Never know. You have to be prepared.
What were you saying, Chuck, when I interrupted you for the shoe on the head? Did you have something else?
Oh, I was talking about the storm cloud that it looked like Armageddon. Some kind of monsoon was coming here.
Yeah.
On the west side of the park. It is now on the other side of the park, and if you look where that storm had come.
Here's Anderson, jump throw. Oh, goodness, he did it again. Tim at shortstop has been absolutely electric.
We got to the point that he really worked on throwing on the run, and especially from the backhand. He gets enough on it where it's on the money and they're well ahead of time. So not only a good play and a quick play, but he's got plenty to spare as he poured it across. Rodriguez said he was safe, but that wasn't the case. Chris Siegel says nothing doing.
And a cast of thousands in the dugout. Say thanks, Tim.
Well, he's been a whole highlight package at shortstop on a daily basis.
Rick Renteria said before the game that the whole team is playing better, but he specifically named Anderson as someone who has elevated his game on a consistent basis, and he likes where this is trending right now for him.
Yeah, and very rightfully so. What we've seen from Tim Anderson, who has worked so much with Joe McEwing, and Joe takes the criticism of especially the middle infielders so personally because he's out there working with them every day, and he just kind of always said, wait for the results. Wait for the results. They're going to be there, and for Tim Anderson, they absolutely have.
He's just gotten better and better at it to the point now where you keep expecting him to make the great plays because he's made everything else. And on the great plays, he's probably doing it 80% of the time.
It's easy to forget, too, that Tim Anderson, not only did he not play a lot of baseball growing up, he was a basketball player, but he lost a couple of basketball seasons, too, with significant leg injuries. So his body, as he's become what he's become, continues to improve and continues to show him what he can do. Sanchez at the line from third for round number 2. Head to the last Family Sunday of the season, Sunday, September 9th. Tickets as low as $5 in the upper level, $15 in the lower level. Parking for only $10. Family Sundays proudly presented by Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling. Visit whitesox.com/Sundays to get your tickets today. Reyes looks at a strike on the changeup from Lopez. And through all this, Reynaldo Lopez has been outstanding today.
Only giving up the 2 hits, and he keeps on getting better and better. We expect the fastball is going to be there, and it usually is with each and every performance, but the secondary stuff has gotten better and better. He's got more confidence in his straight change, and the occasional slider is also in the zone.
Up the middle, Tim the other way. And Davidson reels it in for out number 3. A little help from Matt that time, a little help from Tim. the first time around against Ronnie Rodriguez, his counterpart, and TA7 is on the mark. The playoffs, but they won the second half title just for fun down at Granger Stadium today in Kinston, North Carolina. So we look forward to watching them in the postseason.
Yeah, it's nice to see the youngsters putting together a very solid season.
I was down there in April, and I was struck by how much fun they were having as a group so early on, and that's a credit to Omar Vizquel, a guy who's really grown into that managerial spot, and we've heard for so many years that he could be an extraordinary manager.
Yeah, I think the sky's the limit as far as his abilities, not only to relate to the players, but impart some really interesting and outstanding baseball knowledge that young players probably don't think about.
In addition to his Da Vinci-like presence, Omar Vizquel, we've seen his lineup card. We've seen how artsy that can get, his ability to draw, among other talents. But the Dash going to the playoffs, and Sox first-round pick this year, Nick Madrigal, will go along with him after a great day in his regular season finale. Nice play by a fan on that foul ball, a Michigan hockey fan. Up and in, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Braver to wear a Michigan football shirt than a Michigan hockey shirt right now after what happened to the Wolverines. And Ryan Lamar not terribly thrilled with the results.
Yeah, the Wolverines came in second.
They sure did. Strike 3. And 1 gone. Celebrate a memorable moment and player in White Sox history with the A.J. Pierzynski limited edition blackout game bobblehead with real hair. Proceeds benefit Make-A-Wish Illinois and Chicago White Sox charities. Get yours at Section 135 or at whitesox.com/AJ Bobble while supplies last. Yesterday, AJ was in the booth. Foul ball, and there he is protecting both him and Hawk. Beautiful grab. Hawk said, hey, give it to the folks downstairs. He did. AJ making friends as always. That's a heck of a catch.
Very good catch.
AJ.
One-handed.
to first for out number 2. Nicky grounds out.
In the meantime, Nicky still has the only hit. It was leading off the ball game, was a home run, his 8th of the year, and that has been it. Fulmer, who threw so very well against our ball club in Detroit, has followed it up once again.
Which neighborhood is that? Is that our neighborhood?
That is our neighborhood, but it's ever so gently coming down, not so as you'd even notice.
Eric Wilborn just tweeted in, it's raining in Mantino. Keith James says he was looking forward to us making our grounds crew debuts.
Well, that would have been fun.
So we can organize these from now on. Let's all agree that we're going to use the hashtag #IsItRaining. We've had so many tweets of people telling us whether it's raining in their neighborhood. People have taken pictures of their cars outside in the rain.
Some of the people telling us if they're raining in their country.
To right field, down the line for Sanchez, and foul.
Well, Yolmer knew it was foul when it left the bat because he never left the bat. He grabbed the bat, took it with him, and realized that that ball was hooking foul.
A little bit of a triple drought for Yolmer Sanchez. Stuck on 9, 17 the last 2 years. Yolmer has been on base already with that 3rd inning walk, and now on base 22 consecutive games.
Some fan made a wonderful catch right off
AJ?
Yolmer's bat. Let's see. Nope. Hair is different.
First base and Goodrum to end the inning. 1, 2, 3 for Fulmer for the first time in this game.
Presented by Chick-fil-A. Join Ozzie Guillen, David DeJesus, and Lila Rahimi, as well as Roger Bossard, as they break down the biggest stories surrounding the Sox and the Cubs. Baseball night in Chicago, tomorrow night at 6:30 on NBC Sports Chicago.
Roger's no longer invited on baseball night in Chicago after.
Yeah, he got this one. He got this one wrong. But look, we were prepared just in case Roger got it right.
We all had our shoes on our heads.
And look, no rain to show for it.
Candelario, Jones, and Castellanos here in the 6th inning for the Tigers. Reynaldo Lopez, 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 hit batter. That's his day so far. Oh, look, it's growing.
It's becoming a tradition.
It's now trending in that section. Shoes everywhere. I'm telling you what, there's going to be a day at Guaranteed Rate Field when it rains and everybody's going to put their shoes on their heads. It's going to happen.
Oh, hopefully soon.
Back to Lopez. Spryly off the mound for out number 1. Again, it's spreading. One person becomes 2 people, becomes 4 people. That's how it goes. Catch the shoe fever. At one point, he was the sole person doing it.
Oh, no.
And now.
Yeah, but make sure that you have a rubberized sole, will you please?
Keeping the rain at heel. Or you can cover yourself in tinfoil. That helps because you stay dry and you also get 5 local channels. Anderson on the grass. Sturdies himself. Safe the call.
That time it looked like Tim might have taken just a little too much time because Jones is very fast. He's got it, and he takes a little extra time to steady himself. By the time he does, Jones able to beat the play at first base. He beats it by an eyelash, called by Chris Siegel.
Now, this being the 6th inning, the Sox, if it's close at all, they may think about challenging it because the ball just has to hit the interior of the glove, but it looks like we're going to play on. Throw to first. Lopez was preoccupied by Jones last time he was on.
It finally able, deep in the count, to throw a fastball right by Castellanos. It was upstairs.
In the air, right field. Daniel Polka stalks it to the track to make the catch for out number 2.
It's kind of a good thing that the wind has really settled down some, because about 10 minutes ago it was blowing straight out and blowing a gale, and now, as the skies have gotten a little clearer, the wind has settled down quite a bit.
20 minutes ago, that would have been a homer to center field, the way the wind was blowing to left.
Not now.
First pitch, a little bit inside on Victor Martinez. Jones at first, 2 out. Right field, Polka on the move toward the line. Daniel in foul ground is there, meeting the railing to make the catch. Well, it's 1-0 Sox, but 3-0 Shoes. Oh, Chuck. 6th inning, and the only run on the first pitch of the game to a Sox batter. It was Nicky Delmonico with a solo shot in the bottom of the first. That gave the Sox the lead that still stands right now as Fulmer guns in a strike to Narvaez. Well pitched game so far, especially from Lopez, and Fulmer has gotten out of some traffic.
4 hits total in 5.5 innings, so not much offense today.
Yeah, the walk count is a little higher than Fulmer would like, with 4 of them, to go with just 4 strikeouts, but he's done well enough.
And there are the 2 starters, and they've been brilliant. Only difference, that leadoff home run. Ronaldo has been wonderful. No walks through 6.
One, two. Omar was getting ready to be punched out.
Pin up and going, Drew Verhagen.
Tall fella. We've seen him before. He struck him out, 1 gone. So Daniel Palka coming up, and he had quite the roller coaster yesterday. For more on that, to Shula's Chuck Garfien.
Yeah, Daniel Palka, he hit this, and he knew it was foul right away. He said this thing was fouled by 20 feet. They first ruled it a home run, and when he got to home plate, the bat boy gave him a high five, and he just said to the bat boy, you know, just give me the bat, because I knew that was foul. And then Brian Johnson threw him the same pitch on 3 and 2, and he hit a home run for real. I've never seen that before. Have you guys seen that?
Not to that extent. Not foul ball and then throw him the same pitch. Don't do that.
Yes.
That's why they call you the best in the business.
Somewhere along the line, I have seen it. I don't know specifically when, but you just don't see it very often. And that was fairly dramatic. Both hit awfully hard.
And Palka said something really interesting after the game about the team. He just flat out said, we're good, and we're playing our best baseball right now. And we haven't heard too many guys just come out and say, we're good.
No.
But look what they've been doing and who they're beating and how they're playing. And you have to, you know, you can look at obviously the first half of the season, but where we stand right now, the last month and a half, this is a good baseball team.
And that was the hope as the year was going on, is that there would be this pocket, and everybody wished that it would be early in the year. Didn't happen, dug a big hole, and now suddenly they're playing the baseball that we saw late last year. Daniel takes downstairs, 2 and 2. Daniel has made friends on social media with some folks who inhabit section 108 over in foul territory, and there was the belief on some people's part that maybe he was just trying to give them a souvenir. But it would be helpful if he made friends with people in fair territory, as Fulmer just gets smoked. Palka's not the guy that you want to get hit by with a line drive, and Fulmer found that out very starkly right there. Take a listen to this.
That one got him square, and the only thing you have to hope is that it got more of the shoe than it did of Fulmer.
That was off the bat at 115.6.
I mean, that was literally a rocket, and that's where a pitcher cannot defend himself. When it hits you that low on the body, it's very tough to get the glove there.
He's done. He's coming off.
Yeah, he is. That's going to do it for Fulmer, especially with the bullpen already working. There's no reason to push it. So 5 2/3 for Fulmer. Just the 1 earned run on the 1 hit. He walked 4, struck out 5. And so Lopez versus Fulmer ends with Lopez lasting longer. And to the bullpen for the Tigers, Drew Verhagen will enter. And we will step aside as he gets ready with the Sox up 1-0.
And as much time as he wants, and it is about time, as much time as Drew Verhagen wants, but he was warming up, so it shouldn't be all that long. On for the 33rd time. He's 2-2, his ERA up close to 5. There have been times when we've seen him come in with just outstanding stuff. One of the appearances in Detroit, he threw it about as well as you could throw it. But that ERA up over 5, or in the neighborhood of 5, is not the best. So he comes into this one. Our Sox only have 1 hit, that leading off the ball game. And Fulmer was very good. 5 2/3 before exiting after that line drive. Just the 1 run on 1 hit. 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. The day is done for him.
Well, Daniel Palka nearly put Michael Fulmer's shoe on his head with the line drive back to the mound. That knocks him out, but he was about to come out anyway. I mean, he wasn't going to last more than a couple more batters.
No, he was pretty much, I mean, this is his 3rd start since coming back off the DL, where he spent a good portion of this year.
So Wellington Castillo, start number 31 for him after the 80-game suspension. And 1 ball, 1 strike from Verhagen, who's one of 10 guys in the bullpen right now for the Tigers. Two-one. Now 3 balls and a strike. So Castillo back, and the Sox have 3 catchers right now. What for 2019, Chuck?
Yeah, it's interesting. For so long, the White Sox had a shortage of catching, so to speak, at the major league and minor league level. Now they have a surplus when you consider Castillo, who is signed through next year. We saw what Narvaez and Smith did in his absence, and you have Sebi Zavala and Zach Collins in the minor league. So it'll be interesting to see how things play out next year. 3 bona fide catchers who could be with the major league club.
You can't have too many catchers. It's very difficult to find good ones, and when you have them, you want to keep them around for a bit. So the Sox will have many decisions going into next year. That's just going to be one of them, what exactly to do with that. But you have to have some guys who can go out there every day and give you the kind of effort that Sox have had this year. I mean, you can't have anybody complaining about the output from every aspect of the game that the catchers have had this year. They've been really good.
White Sox catchers combined have, if not 5th, I think it's the 6th highest WAR of any team in the majors this year.
Wellington hits it left center field. Jones at the warning track makes the catch. To the 7th inning, 1-0 Sox.
Sox take on the Tigers. And visit the Authentic Fan booth located outside sections 157 and 158. You can also grab a free t-shirt while supplies last.
Well, it's a rigorous process to become the Authentic Fan. You have to meet person to person with the authenticator well before game time.
And only then will you be even considered for Authentic Fan.
Yeah, there's a 100-question test, written exam, also an essay portion.
Including where you live in 4 different languages. You have to be prepared.
It's a tough test.
Ooh.
Lopez to Nico Goodrum. And there's ball number 1 from Reynaldo. 6 innings so far, 3 hits, no runs, no walks, 6 strikeouts. Center field, angle back. Adam at the warning track. At the wall, Adam goes up. And Adam could not bring this one back. You expect him to do it. Goodrum takes Lopez out. We're tied at 1.
16th home run of the year, 45th driven in. Adam came very close to making another spectacular catch, but our Ford home run replay, he goes up as high as he can go up, and unfortunately cannot come down with it. That one, he didn't miss by much.
Had a shot. Goodrum gets the better of Lopez. 1-1 ball game. Off the plate outside, 2-0 on McCann. See how Lopez redirects his emotions after the home run. McCann elevates it left center. And Adams underneath this for out number 1 as we quiz Steve on his career. Sticks and stone with darkness on the horizon. Which Tiger did you strike out in your last major league appearance? Was it Lou? Was it Lance? Or was it Steve?
Well, I'll say Lance only because he's the only right-hand hitter up there.
You really did not like left-hand hitters.
Nope, still don't.
Yeah, it's becoming clear. First one, a strike on Rodriguez, who's 0 for 2. Oh, and 2. There is Thiago Vieira warming up in the Sox bullpen. Both teams well situated for a bullpen game with 10 relievers apiece, including Caleb Frare, who made his major league debut in yesterday's game for the Sox. We'll hear more about Caleb's outing from Chuck Garfien in a little while.
After September 1st, you can really go deep in those pens if you have the desire to do that.
Left field on a line. And Delmonico. Let's see, was it Lance Parrish who you struck out in your final major league appearance? No, it was Lou.
Really? I got Lou. Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. You didn't mention that to him, of course, when we were at Comerica Park for Alan Trammell Day.
Didn't know it.
Two down for the newest Tiger middle infielder, Dawel Lugo, who sends this ball to center field for out number 3. Leadoff home run, though, and we're tied at 1 after 6.5. Experience to catch every moment this season. White Sox home screen icons plus features like the MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB at Bat today. And around Major League Baseball, you may have seen it on the At Bat app. This is Kevin Cash, the manager of the Tampa Bay Rays, taking Terry Francona's scooter, which was parked in his office in the visitors' clubhouse at Progressive Field, and parking it on the infield during batting practice. This goes back a long way. They are friends. They were together a couple of different stops, Boston, Cleveland, and Francona, as a prank, put the scooter in Cash's office. Cash decided to move it, and now Terry needs a new ride home.
Well, he certainly got some dents in that one. At bottom of the 7th inning in a 1-1 game, we got a new pitcher coming into this, and it is Blaine Hardy. On for the 24th time, 4-5, ERA at 3.91. Doesn't strike out a whole lot of people. Left-handers haven't done much with him. And the game now squarely in his hands.
Blaine misses outside for ball 1 to Davidson, who's 0 for 1 with a ground ball to second and a walk. Matt loads up and laces it. Oh my goodness, Rodriguez with a jumping grab to trampoline for out number 1.
Matt bidding for his first hit, but Ronnie Rodriguez has other ideas. He goes up as high as he can go. It's a big effort.
That is ridiculous athleticism from Rodriguez. First pitch inside to Moncada, who's 0 for 1.
Hardy has started 13 games this year, so this is his 11th stint out of the bullpen.
quick worker, Blaine Hardy. After the Red Sox were in town, that's always worthwhile.
Yeah, very few of their pitchers actually get it and throw it.
Hardy for round number 2. Xfinity X1 customers say, show me the Chicago White Sox. Into your X1 voice remote and get live team stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. Two down for Anderson. He's got a couple of homers this year against the Tigers. One here would be welcome.
Ray is very deep in left field. Actually, they're all fairly deep all the way around, playing a modified no double set. They can certainly live with a single. They don't want Tim in scoring position.
Right field side, and he drops it down the line. Onto the dirt it goes. Scoring position is there for Tim Anderson. It's a 2-out double.
Tim just dropped this one right inside the line, and not much that Castellanos could do about it. By the time he got there, he was coasting into second base, and he is indeed the go-ahead run. Perfect spot.
And the stool boom for Blaine Hardy down the right field line. Adam Engel looks at strike one up in the zone. Strike called, 0-2. Adams been swinging it very well. Can he climb out of 0-2? Called strike 3. He clipped off the corner, and that does it for the 7th inning. Tied at 1 to the 8th we go. Stormy skies on the horizon. Thigpen, September 3rd, 1990, off his double play. The MLB record at the time, 47th save of the year for Thigpen. It grew to 57 by the end of the season, an all-star year for Bobby, and a 1.83 ERA.
We had a new pitcher coming into this one. It is Ian Hamilton. Those are the minor league numbers. They were spectacular. His major league debut, was a scoreless inning. Hopefully trying to build on that in this tie ball game. So the game in his hands.
Well, since the Sox picked up Ryan Burr and Ian Hamilton, and they've been together in the minor leagues, it has been inevitable that they be forced to do certain things in historical reenactment form. We showed you one of them in Double-A with the Birmingham Barons when they reenacted the famous duel earlier this year. And just for fun, I asked Ian Hamilton before the game if he's seen Hamilton the musical. The answer was no. I asked him, then lowering the bar a little bit, if he knew what it was. Of course, the answer is yes. And he said he's not listened to the music. However, he did take a theater class in college, and he played the lead in a 20-minute production that he and his group put together. So there is acting in Ian Hamilton's life, at least very briefly. Left field and foul, 0-2. I still think at some point we need to get Ryan Burr and Ian Hamilton together with the cast and crew of Hamilton Chicago and have them do a scene, whether in the real show or in rehearsal or something. It's got to happen. That's agreement. Left field fouled away. There's Burr in the shadows.
Well, that's the scene. Put Burr on the phone, Hamilton pitching, and go from there.
That was Burr's advice. Talk less, smile more.
There you go.
0-2 from Hamilton to Reyes. And he'll need a new baseball bat. Had one outing, 3 balls in play for Hamilton. Went to high school in Vancouver, Washington. Big Hamilton fan there, too, you would imagine. History buff. "0-2 is inside.
Genmar Gomez throwing in the Sox pen.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. First career strikeout for Hamilton.
This is a slider that just explodes down and in, and Reyes identified it as a fastball, went to swing, and then the ball just disappeared. Good late movement on that one. Reyes with no shot.
One down for Candelario. Upstairs with a slider from Ian Hamilton, who started his year in Double-A Birmingham as Gomez gets loose, but Hamilton in Double-A was just tremendous with a 1.78 ERA. Opponents hit just .211 against him, and then showing that same explosive stuff in Triple-A, his ERA was at 1.71, including just 1 earned run allowed in the month of August.
That's pretty good. That'll usually get your promotion.
First base, Davidson saves it and gets the out. Hamilton dancing over to tap the bag. 2 gone.
Nice play by Matt Davidson as he lays out to his right, able to corral it, making sure it does not get by him. And then Ian Hamilton right there. Sometimes you don't get a chance to right your footwork, and Hamilton didn't have a chance, so he tagged it with the right foot instead.
Yeah, the world turned upside down for Candelario. 2 gone for Jacoby Jones. Sanchez for round number 3. 6 up, 6 down for Ian Hamilton in his short major league career. Bottom 8, 1-1. Thank you for the update. We look forward to hearing from Rick in the postgame show as the Sox try to win this one. And Nicky Delmonico standing in. He is the man who provided the lone run for the Sox so far. First pitch of the ball game to a Sox hitter was Delmonico going deep against starter Michael Fulmer. And that is our BP home run of the game. Nicky in sunnier times. He strikes out, 1 away here in the 8th. Yolmer comes up. Who will break this 1-1 tie as the Sox try to win at home against the Tigers for the first time this year? Good games in baseball. In the early window today, the Cardinals and the Nationals tied at 3 into the 9th. Washington trying to rally to end that game in the home 9th. St. Louis 5.5 back of the Cubs right now in the Central, who are trailing the Brewers 2-1. Now 3-2 the other way in that game, and Cardinals and Washington. Saw earlier a note from that game. There was a comparison graphic of Max Scherzer and Bob Gibson this far through their careers, whatever number of starts Scherzer has right now, and they were remarkably similar.
Gibson was magnificent, and Scherzer has been every bit of that these last few years especially.
Sanchez in the air, right center field. And it's Castellanos. Hey, Sox fans, all season long when the White Sox drive home a run, Uber makes a donation to Chicago White Sox charities. Uber, the official rideshare provider of the Chicago White Sox and proud supporter of Chicago White Sox charities. Use Uber code GOSOX18 for $15 off your first Uber ride. Two out for Omar. One ball, one strike. Tigers in the ninth will bring up Castellanos, Martinez, and Goodrum. A dangerous threesome for Detroit. Blaine Hardy got through a two-out double in the seventh. And now may get himself into trouble here in the eighth. 3-1 on Narvaez. Three and two, so Omar has gone to at least 2-2 in all four of his trips to the plate so far today. Payoff pitch. Well-stocked bullpens, raring to go just in case this one's deeper than 9. In a 1-1 tie in the home eighth in the opener between the Sox and Tigers. Three and two. A happy fan.
Yeah, she's just absolutely ecstatic.
The smile after a young person gets a baseball is just awesome. Hardy to Narvaez. Payoff. He struck him out. Close enough. He felt he had to swing. It's a 1-2-3 for Blaine Hardy. We're tied to the ninth. The skies were darkening. Rogers said 2:30. Footwear on heads as umbrellas. Socks and shoes everywhere. And the rain never really came. Chuck Garfien sporting a great look. Really nice. Well done. You wear it well. And Ian Hamilton checks his swing and cannot do it. 0-1 on Castellanos. So many places around Chicagoland, it poured. We had pictures of rain coming in. The radar was ugly, and people were tweeting in all afternoon whether or not it was raining in their neighborhood, because we love talking about that here in Chicago. And so people started using the hashtag #IsItRaining as we asked, so we could collect them all. Here's an update. It was raining in Flossmoor, Manteno, and the UK. Was not raining in Denver, Jordan, and Lockport, among others. We thank you for contributing to Is It Raining?
Very nice. That's a great new segment. We'll be showing that consistently.
We've been playing Is It Raining alone too much. Now everybody else can join in. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Castellanos. It was raining here very briefly.
Briefly.
Not for long. Couldn't keep the Sox and Tigers off the field. That drought in Amman Jordan continues.
Still.
We hope for the best.
From March.
One and 2 from Hamilton. And he gets a swing and a miss. Strike 3. 1 gone. And Hamilton into this game after we saw the debut of Caleb Frere yesterday. 1 inning in his major league debut, Chuck.
That's right. And Caleb Frere, I think there's a lot. There might actually be a pitching change here. You want me to continue the story?
Yeah,
or wait?
absolutely. We got time.
Then I'll tell you the story. So Caleb Frere, one of many young pitchers that have arrived here with the White Sox, and about a week ago he was suspended down in AAA because he threw a pitch that hit Austin Meadows. He was suspended for 3 games. So he was called into the manager's office a couple of days later, and the trainer said to him, "Oh, you really did it now." So Frere's thinking, what did I do? What did I do? They call him in, and Mark Rudzelanek, the AAA manager, said to him, "You're going to the major leagues." He just pulled a fast one on Caleb Frere, and here he is, and he showed his stuff in his major league debut yesterday. A 1-2-3 inning. He had never worked with Kevin Smith in his entire career, and he said it felt like he had been throwing to Kevin Smith his whole life. That's how comfortable he felt with Smith. He'll be with Wellington Castillo here, but a great, it's obviously Jace Fry coming in, but Frere was great yesterday.
Yes, he was, and very excited about it. Another one of those out-of-body experiences for a new Sox pitcher, and a lot of text messages certainly from Caleb Frere and his friends and family, and we will see Jace Fry here in the 9th inning. Hamilton goes 1 1/3 and looked really good again.
A couple of strikeouts, and that was it. And so our Lakeside Bank call to the pen is Jace Fry. Comes out with the bases clean. 2 outs to get here in the 9th inning, and could qualify him for the win. On for the 50th time, ERA of 3.71. And there you look at some very impressive numbers. 62 strikeouts and 43 2/3. That's very good. Just 15 walks to go with it. Left-handers hitting a paltry 114.
He's been one of the standout bright spots this year for the White Sox, Jace Fry. Let's take a look at the White Sox upcoming schedule while we have a moment. Tigers will be here for 2 night games, then the Angels over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sunday, as they say. We'll see Shohei Ohtani, Mike Trout.
Will not see Albert Pujols, as he is on the disabled list.
Your one chance to see Ohtani this year, and Trout, and an Angels team that we thought might be better when the season started. A lot of pitching injuries have caused them major strife. Now, on the horizon, We've seen it before. In the bottom of the ninth, if this game can stay tied at 1, Daniel Palka leads off the home ninth. Two and 0 on Martinez. Now 3 balls, no strikes. They would almost assuredly pinch run for Victor if he walked here. Three and 0. He takes strike 1. This ball's drilled to left field. Martinez has given the Tigers the lead.
Ninth home run of the year, 49th driven in for Victor. That's his 5th home run from the right side, where he's had a third of the at-bats as he has from the left side, and hit now more home runs. So he gets a hold of one and takes it way back. Our Ford home run replay that makes it a 2-1 game. As Victor Martinez, as he usually does against our Sox, just coming up with another big hit.
Just the 3rd home run Fry has allowed this year, and the 4th in his major league career.
That's going to change the bullpen configuration for these Tigers.
You'd assume we'd see Shane Green.
I mean, he's the man that they usually turn to in this point. 28 saves this year, despite an ERA that's 4.23.
One, 2. Goodrum takes inside.
Tiger pen up and going, and there is the closer, Shane Green.
He's got good stuff, but the Sox have gotten to him, especially that last trip to Detroit.
If he's not hitting with his slider, then he's got some problems. So we'll have to see what Shane Green brings into the game today.
3 and 2 for Goodrum. There's McCann, who's 0 for 3. Sanchez, flat bounce and a backhand for round number 2. Important update for you. Important enough, we've gotten 2 tweets about it. It's raining in Lockport. 2 people in Lockport to tell us it's raining, thanks to both Knuckleballer and Dave Marzellik for letting us know. Actually, P-Blaze 24 was in Lockport. Dave is in Hoffman Estates. So 2 down, McCann the batter. And he swings through a changeup. Sox will have Polka, Castillo, and Davidson coming up to face likely Shane Green. Reynaldo Lopez today, 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run. The only blemish on his record, the homer for Goodrum. 6 strikeouts, again, no walks.
No, he had really good stuff again today. That's become a continuing scenario.
Two and one to McCann. Anderson gets around it and throws softly for out number 3. Bud Martinez hands the Tigers the lead 2-1. Polka, Castillo, Davidson on the way.
Right, Tigers in the battle for 3rd place, and we've got a new pitcher coming in the ball game, and it is their closer, Shane Green, on for the 58th time. He's 28 for 32. Those numbers pretty good in save situations. The ERA is up there, but you don't pay off on ERA for a closer. You pay off on saves. 58 strikeouts, 55 and a 3rd innings. He's got a big fastball, but his slider's the pitch. We'll see if he gets it over the plate here in the 9th.
Sox hit him hard back on August 24th. 3 straight hits and knocked him out of the game in a 6-run 8th inning rally last time. Reynaldo Lopez threw against the Tigers as he did today. So it's Polka to face Green after a double against him when he saw him back in that game at Comerica Park. .20 home runs for Daniel Polka. And he takes ball 1. Here's where they have gone in his major league career so far. Pretty good use of left field. Has some power the opposite way. Pull side for the most part, but any one of those dots ties the game here in the 9th. Called a strike, 1-1. Tigers got a Victor Martinez home run in the top of this inning. 1-1. Daniel let it rip, and it's 1-2.
That's that slider, backdoor slider that has been so effective for Green. You see the shift on. Only Rodriguez home on the left side.
Still 1-2. Sox have all right-handed bats on the bench, so you'd imagine it would be Palka, Castillo, and Davidson all batting for themselves in this ninth. One ball and 2 strikes. Sox have yet to win a game on their home turf against the Tigers this year. Two and 2. Daniel hits it well. Deep left field. Pump smash for the tie. He did it again late. Unreal what he does in the 9th inning.
21st home run, 55th driven in. And that ties the game at
2. If you knew his name in December, you are a deep dive Sox fan. Nobody expected
this
it.
December.
Oh my goodness. He just keeps bruising baseballs late in games. Can Castillo win it? 1 ball, 1 strike. He's now in the top 10 in home runs for a Sox rookie. That's number 21 for his season and his career. Check swing, no go, 2 and 1.
8th home run given up by Shane Green. And that is the 5th blown save this year.
Just so happened the Sox had Palka coming up. You get the big left-hand bat against him, and Green gives it up. We told you. He's got opposite field power, and he flashed it again. Two and 2 on Castillo.
It's our 4th home run replay. It's opposite field. It's a fastball on the outer third, and it's tied.
Good thing he gave up that basketball career. Two and 2. Clip foul, and that's off of McCann.
Juan Minaya throwing in the pen, hoping not to pitch. And Buck Farmer in the Detroit bullpen.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Castillo right side and through. That's a base hit. Sox have options to pinch run if they care to. You'd imagine they would. And we saw Ricky Renteria talking to Ryan Cordell to get him ready for this very spot. It is Cordell in his major league debut as the prospective winning run. So the former Texas Ranger and Milwaukee Brewer, Ryan Cordell, farmhand for both clubs, makes his major league debut as a runner. And we'll see what he's pressed into action to do as a meeting comes on the mound. The Sox have just battered Shane Green the last 2 times they've seen him. August 24th, he came in to try and stem the tide of an already building Sox run and he couldn't do it at all. 3 straight hits. Avi to right field. That drove in Sanchez. Then Palka with the rip that rolled all the way to the wall. And Tim Anderson a long way. And that was it. The waterfall was on, and the Sox ran Shane Green out of the game. So Ryan Cordell, who stole 7 bags in 44 games with AAA Charlotte, is at first. That ball's crushed. Left field side. Davidson wins it for the Sox. 4-2 your final score.
You don't see many celebrations like that when you overtake 3rd place. But that's the kind of year it's been. Matt Davidson wears the chain after Daniel Palka takes it off after he leads off the inning with a tying home run, and Matt Davidson wins it. That's his 20th home run of the year. He's driven in 58, and it's bombs away here in the 9th.
What a finish for a team playing its best baseball of the season.
Well, just a spectacular ending to this one. The bats were silent all game long up until the 9th inning. Just 2 hits up until the 9th. And sandwiched in between 2 home runs came the lone single of the ball game. 1 single the Sox had today. Our 4th home run replay. It's a sinker inside that sinks when it leaves the ballpark.
He knew it. 1 finger in the air. And how about Ryan Cordell, the pinch runner? He's going to love this major league stuff. He shows up at first base. And let's see what Yolmer did. Left side of your screen. He's got the bucket, and he douses himself again. This time on the move. What a fun group this has become.
It's what a thrilling ending to this ball game. And, you know, every one of them, Palka, Castillo, Davidson, finally ends it after 3 hitters, nobody out. And what a thrilling 9th inning that was, as this ball club just keeps getting better and keeps surprising you. Just when you think they've fallen out of it, they come back and do something like this.
It's been great fun. Davidson and Palka both go deep. They're downstairs with Chuck.
Hey, I'm with the 2 heroes here. They're talking about the 9th inning. Daniel Palka, Matt Davidson. Okay, start with you. What is it with you in the 9th inning? That's your 6th home run in the 9th inning. That's the most in the majors, Daniel Palka.
I'm a big proponent of a 1/9 of the game. Just kind of take off first 8 innings and then show the people what you got.
Okay, that's what Daniel Palka has decided. You're wearing the home run, Shane. The home run you hit, take us through it, Mr. Davidson.
Well, first I was sitting out there first. I was like, I think Palka's going to go deep, and then I'll go deep for a walk-off. I haven't had one this year, so I was thinking about that. That was sick. You know, just try and get a good swing on it, you know. Just keep this streak going.
What is going on with this team? You guys have, ever since the second half started, like kind of almost like a switch got flipped with you guys.
I mean, I think we're good, you know. I think it just, you know, as long as everything comes together, you know, pitching, defense, and hitting. You know, obviously it was everywhere the first half. You know, we wouldn't pitch, and then we'd hit, and then we wouldn't hit, and then we'd pitch, you know. So right now we kind of got everything going on, so it's fun.
You got Gatorade. Is it orange Gatorade, red Gatorade?
I think it's red.
Red Gatorade, and Yolmer Sanchez doused more water on himself.
No, it was Gatorade, not water.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was Gatorade on you. You were noticed. You noticed.
Pay
Well,
attention, Chuck.
I got to pay attention. Big heroes here. Matt Davidson, Daniel Palka. Back up to you guys.
So look, these guys, again, you don't have to have a clubhouse like this in a season that's under 500. And these guys, to Ricky Renteria's credit and the coaches and everybody in there, have tried to maintain a fun atmosphere throughout the year, and we're seeing the payoff the last couple months of this season.
There's also another factor here. And look, let's give the players some some kudos certainly, because they're getting it done and they're playing the best baseball they played all year. But one thing that's held true all season long, this team will play for Ricky Renteria and their coaches. And when you have a team that'll do that, the sky's the limit as to their ability. That's what this team is doing this year. That's why it's really entertaining to see them at this point. They don't give up, but they keep coming back in ball games that sometimes you think, well, the air's out of the balloon. Not so today.
And that has been the case through the last couple of months. And we take a look at our cricket smile for today. Ryan Cordell doesn't know what to do in a situation like this. He's new here, and there goes the Gatorade. A lot of ice. It's a little hot out, but we need to get a Gatorade bucket up here so I can douse you when this happens, because it keeps happening for this White Sox team. Again, we showed you earlier in this game what the standings have looked like the past couple of months, and the Sox are giving us a lot of signs about what next year could look like.
The best thing that's really happened was Daniel Polka saying that he thinks this team is good, because that's really, if not the first step, that is a step on the way to getting to be a good team, and that's belief in themselves. Right now they are believing they're in each and every game. They're believing they're never out of it, and then we see things like this.
We played Is It Raining? It was raining. Gatorade. In the 9th inning tonight, we say farewell for our producer Keon Dolachahi, our director Jim Angio, our associate producer Dave Ross, our technical manager Mark Harper, our executive producer Greg Bowman, and our entire NBC Sports crew. For all the shoe hat wearers in the world, for Chuck Garfine and Steve Stone, I'm Jason Benetti, saying so long from Guaranteed Rate Field. Coming up next, Subaru White Sox postgame live. You've been watching Chicago White Sox baseball on NBC Sports Chicago. See you tomorrow.